I'm a proud geek. I love all kinds of geeky and nerdy stuff, superheroes, Rubik's Cubes. My favorite is, of course, Star Wars. I'm a pastor's kid. I grew up in a family of 4. My mom was a teacher, my dad was a preacher, my big sister Diane, and me. Growing up, church was always a big part of family life. Sunday morning service, Sunday school, Sunday evening service, Wednesday night Bible study and youth group. There felt like times that I practically lived at church. My wife, Allison, and I will celebrate 23 years of marriage this year, and we have our own family of 4, 2 of us and our teenage daughter and son. When I was 15 years old, I felt God had given me a very clear call into ministry, which was later confirmed by someone whom I'd never met before, but I really didn't know what that meant. Allison and I first started attending Vineyard North Phoenix in January of 2003. It was our 3rd stop in searching for a new church to call home. We'd been super involved in ministry at our old church, and we were super burned out. We really liked the Vineyard right away, but we were mostly interested in hiding out, just coming to church, but not really being known by anyone and not really getting involved. Over the course of a few months, God made it clear to us that Vineyard was home. We had become members, and we knew that there was something that we needed to do that we didn't want to do. We needed to join a small group. So we went to the small group fair, and we met a nice couple who led a married couple small group, and we jumped in, and we've never looked back. Being a part of a small group, God really ministered to us through our group, especially through our leaders, David and Wendy. After being in that small group for a year, our leaders were moving away, and they asked us to take over leading the group. And when we first started leading that small group, I thought for sure that this was God fulfilling the call to ministry I had felt on my life when I was a teenager. Shortly after that, I started working at the church part-time as an administrative and pastoral assistant. I eventually went full-time working in worship arts, where I produced videos and led our media team. I did that for 11 years. In around the 9th and 10th years, I started to feel something shifting. I liked my job well enough. I loved being able to work for the church, but something was feeling more and more ill-fitting about it. At a leaders event, a word was given about God changing the calling in some of the leaders' lives. I thought for sure that must have meant me. I started thinking about leaving working at the church and, just getting a regular job and going back to strictly volunteering for ministry. I thought about that, and I prayed over that for about 2 years. Nothing got any clearer, and I just got more and more uncomfortable. Then, I heard that one of VC's longtime pastors was going to be stepping down from pastoring and going back into a field they had worked in before. I knew I needed to ask him how he knew that God had changed his calling. How did he know that it was the right time to leave working at the church and go into something else, thinking that that's what I should be doing too? What I didn't know is this was actually part of God moving in my life. That same week, I got a call from Pastor Brian asking to meet about possibly moving from my current job to a pastoral position. One of my absolute favorite things about my job as a pastor is I get to be a part of so many water baptisms. Our mission at VC is to transform ordinary people into extraordinary followers of Christ. I tell people all the time, water baptism is like a photo of a moment in time of a life that is being transformed by Jesus. It's a celebration of someone who has said yes to Jesus.